While the U.S. watched the Super Bowl, Israeli forces bombed what has come to be known as the last safe place in Gaza, Rafah, where over 1 million Gazans are trapped. Was this on purpose? This strategy of distraction and entertainment in the midst of injustice is nothing new. In ancient Rome, a satirist named Juvenal said that as long as Romans had their bread and their circuses, which included but wasn't limited to the gladiator games, they'd ignore their civic duties, and their government could get away with just about anything. Sunday was a classic example of the bread and circuses tactic. But is this even working anymore? And what happens when it fails? If you want to keep a population from rising up against injustice, you have to keep them distracted and comfortable. But if they become aware, you must convince them that there is nothing they can really do to make a difference, that they are alone in their outrage, and that protest is pointless. While a lot of people in the US are distracted by the games and the award shows and so on, I think this tactic is losing ground. Many of us are awake and will never return to our prior state of comfort until things dramatically change. And for those of us who feel this way, I think it's vital that we fill up on hope and remind ourselves of our power. Because to those of us who are awake, despair will always be their next line of defense. So while it's important to recognize this tactic for what it is, I think it's also important to recognize that it's not working in the same way it used to.